Hi everyone, welcome back to today's episode. We are going to be doing a recap of week 2 of our training plan.
Week 2 is another fun week. I feel like it built nicely off the first week. So there were 3 bike workouts this week, a threshold workout, a map efforts, and an endurance ride. We, unfortunately, due to work schedules, I had to work this weekend, so I had to get up early to do the endurance ride. So I ended up splitting the endurance ride up into 2 separate days on Friday and Saturday. And Joy did the whole 2.5 hours on Saturday. So unfortunately, we didn't get to do that long ride together. But we did do the other 2, the threshold and the map efforts together. And those were 2 really fun workouts, I thought. The endurance ride, maybe not as fun since it's just kind of a long steady state, but just my one observation that I had from actually starting with last week and then continuing this week after the endurance rides, I've been feeling unusually fresh, not fatigued. I think that's a sign that adaptation is happening.
Yeah, I too feel pretty good. So I did a total of 5 hours and 10 minutes of a total work, not only on the trainer, but also doing strength training. And I actually added in 15 minutes of running just so that I could continue to build my aerobic endurance. So on the bike, when I did the threshold and the map efforts, I tried to make sure that I maintained within that target range. I actually tried to maintain above that target range, just a little bit of a challenge for myself. The endurance rides are pretty challenging, especially when you're on the trainer. We haven't been able to make it out for a ride outside. And so being on a trainer, it's really hard because the bike doesn't move. And so you don't really have a whole lot of stimulation. And so you have a lot of time spent on the saddle thinking about all the different parts of your body that hurt, especially in the groin area. So it does get uncomfortable. I did 2.5 hours yesterday on the trainer, and that was pretty challenging. But overall, went pretty well. The strength training, I think, is still going well. I would like to eventually change up the routine, but I haven't quite made up my mind on what sort of workouts to do for that. In terms of niggles, I have started to feel some pain on my neck. I think today it was when I was doing the spider climbs and doing that movement, and maybe also doing like a push-up movement. Sort of aggravated my neck. It was same thing last week, but last week it was actually on the bike where I was kind of crouched and looking up, and that's when I hurt my neck. So my neck's been kind of bothering me only after today, which is the last day of the week of our week 2 plan. So that was, and that's a little annoying. And I also last night I had some trouble sleeping because I had some discomfort on my elbow region. It's probably from spending a lot of time in the drops position yesterday. So it's not terrible. I mean, it's not like I can't do any of the other workouts, but it's just a little uncomfortable, especially when trying to sleep at night. Yeah, so in terms of the fitness, we were actually talking about this today, how if you have a Strava account, in it there's an option for you to look at the fitness and freshness. And if you look at that, when we looked at ours, at least for me, I can speak for myself, I noticed that my fitness has been trending upwards, which is a good sign. It makes me feel good to know that I am building my fitness in a progression and not a quick ramp up.
I was just checking my fitness and freshness on Strava today also, and my fitness is also trending up while the fatigue is trending down. So the graph is looking pretty good right now. My form is still negative right now, which is basically your fitness minus your freshness score. So at the moment I still have negative form, but it's been, that negative number has been shrinking from what it's been in prior weeks. So hopefully I'll get into the positive on that soon. But I feel like that fitness and freshness chart that it shows you on Strava must be pretty accurate, because it's indicative of the way that I've been feeling. You know, like I said, I've been feeling pretty fresh after these workouts, and but during the workouts, the amount of watts or amount of time that we've been spending doing X number of watts has been higher than it was in previous workouts. So it's like the workouts are gradually, slowly getting more challenging, but I'm not really feeling the effects of that in terms of fatigue. So I think so far my opinion is that this training plan seems to be designed in a good way to help you progress your fitness without overtraining. At least that's the way I feel about it so far after just 2 weeks.
Yeah, so next week, week 3, is going to be an active recovery week. So it would be nice to dial down that volume and before it starts to ramp up again.
Yeah, I was just looking at the workouts for next week, and compared to the first 2 weeks, they're shorter and easier. So they kind of look like a piece of cake, and it's the challenge this week is going to be to actually stick to the deload and to not go beyond what the plan is calling for. I was just telling Joy while I was looking at the threshold and the map effort workouts for this week that I'm going to be really tempted to do all-out sprints during the efforts, because they're shorter than what I became used to from this week. So it's going to be a challenge to hold myself back, but I'll do my best to do that.
So if you have a Training Peaks account, they actually upload your workouts. It uploads your workouts into this calendar, and it gives you your training stress score for the week if you are signed up for a training plan. And currently, the goal stress, the TSS, is 197, and I'm currently at 249. And I think it's because of that added 15 minutes easy run earlier this week. So the active recovery week is good to have, especially having done that kind of load for the week. So I'm definitely going to ease back on any of the intensity, especially with the threshold and the map efforts. It's a little shorter in duration, which is good. I'm going to try to be very disciplined, and I think that's one of the things that I will try to do this year of 2020 is try to be more of a disciplined athlete and be patient with the results.
Yeah, I suppose I would echo that statement or that goal. I've definitely been an overtrainer in the past, on prior years especially. So, and I honestly was probably in an overtraining state for, I don't know how long, but an extended period of time. So this time I'm going to try to do it right and just stick to the plan that's laid out in front of me, which was created by someone who knows more about cycling than I do. So I'm just going to trust it and stick to the plan and see if I get the results that I want this time. Because in the past, if I could give some sort of advice based on my own experience of overtraining in the past, is that you get into this mentality where you feel you hit a plateau with your training, and and you're having trouble getting over that. And so you start thinking, well, I got to just do more. If I keep doing more, eventually I'll break the plateau. And then you get into overtraining, and then you end up doing more and more, but you don't actually get stronger or faster. And you're just really beating your body up with no gain from it. So going to try to avoid that this time, and hopefully see the progress without the wear and tear on the body.
All right, we will see you guys next week, and hopefully you guys can tune in for more of our updates. Take care. Bye-bye.